Episode 2. Just a year later. Hi, guys. Yeah, we're jumping back in with Cyrus today. We're going to go get a certain friend of mine. Familiar face. Lazel. Lazel's right here.
Zoru.
I should have healed.
Yellow as a toad, twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh,
Oh, hey there.
a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
I feel like Cyrus is just, like, anytime we see her, we just get nervous. Like, we're just like, oh, shoot, there she is again. It's so funny. Like, I think that he's never been in a relationship before. I think he's never really had a chance at, like, love. Like, he might have had, like, some childhood crushes on other monks. Like, like, he's had feelings before, but I think that, like, it's always been within the context of the monastery where he grew up. And so this is the first time where he's, like, out on his own. He's making friends. Like, people like him. He's this young monk. And, yeah, of course, the first person we run into is Lazel. And she's strong, confident, like, driven. And I think as much as, like, Cyrus wants to be these things, like, she's already doing it. Like, she's not faking it, you know? And so I think he sees, like, a lot of qualities in her that he's just attracted to. And she's caught in a prison and she's in need of help. So I think that this is probably a great moment where he's like, okay, how do I win her over? I want her to, like, I don't know. Like, I think that, like, I want her to like me is probably too far-fetched for him. Like, he can't imagine this type of girl ever being, like, interested in a guy like him. So he's probably more just interested in, like, I hope that she, like, values me. That's probably his objective right now. I think he'd say this.
Your words flow to her, though you never speak them aloud.
I know what grows inside you, and I know of a cure.
Okay, so she wants to help. So let's see what we can do to persuade these guys. So, of course, as always, we always rely on our monk-like training. We're young. It's all we know. We're going to go with it. And honestly, I don't think she'd give us guidance on this one, so I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to use it. Luckily, we don't need it. We don't need it because we're charismatic. Yeah.
Converse with it. I barely know what it is.
This isn't worth it. I'm out of here.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
I mean, I don't think he's confident enough to say either of these, but we'll go with the top one. Let's let her out.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness.
It's back and
Don't
forth.
let her
It's
take
just
advantage.
not going to work for us, guys. I mean, I think this is the first thing that he wants to say. But I think he also recognizes that there has to be this balance between the people who have already befriended him and the fact that she is technically still a stranger. So, like, his first instinct is like, yes, let's do this. Let's join. But I think he needs to practice caution. He needs to practice balance. And that's just his monk training coming into. So,
It is many things.
information gathered.
A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter.
Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a Gaith tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
He wants to show that he's, like, doing due diligence, I think, is his sort of his mindset here. But of course, at the end, he's like, yeah, let's.
You are full up.
Sounds
Dismiss
good.
your weakest warrior.
That's a sting. That's a sting. Okay. Sounds
Very
good.
well, but heed my words.
The horned
This
ones
is
mentioned
tough.
a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki.
A creche must be near. I must interrogate this Zoru. Our very lives depend on it. I will be at your camp. Do not keep me waiting.
Okay, so she's being a little demanding, which is fine. That's Githyanki. I'm trying to, like, recognize that she just comes from a different culture, where that's how they speak. But at the same time, he's like, I just saved you. Like a little thank you would have been nice. The other thing too is that we have a full party right now. Like we work really well together. Astarian's been dropping mad crits. Gale's definitely been using a lot of crowd control. And then we have Shadowheart, who's been, you know, our healer slash support that just keeps everyone easy to hit and keeps us alive. So the idea of giving someone up right now to create space for, you know, basically just the fighter, it's a tough decision. Obviously, I'm leaning towards putting Shadowheart in the camp because they haven't been getting along, but I do like that dynamic, and hopefully they can find some sort of middle ground where they can enjoy each other. But before we get that far on, I think that I think we need to rest. So we'll camp here for the night. Wow, and a lot of people need to talk. Hello, sir. Before we get into the drama of
It's quite a
Lae'zel
sight.
and
The stars.
this guy,
I could take or leave your chin.
I don't even think he knows how to respond to this. You seem relaxed, seeking to
I've been
ease the
thinking.
tension.
Reflecting on what tomorrow might bring. Will this little adventure of ours be over?
I think if anyone could seduce, if any man could seduce Cyrus, it would be Astarian. He has this sort of pull that just like Cyrus is aware of him, but he gets so nervous. Cyrus does around just the bravado, the confidence, which is he just kind of sort of crumbles. He doesn't really have like a voice in this conversation.
Good. I don't want you to run off just yet. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for.
Yeah, of course he loves the compliments. his love language, his words of affirmation, and he's sort of melting right now. Never knows how to like respond, you know, when someone's being genuine. So I think he just tries to brush it off.
Yes, we're more similar than I thought. I'll see you later, I'm sure. Sleep tight.
This whole conversation makes like Cyrus just like uncertain. Like he's just like, should I have leaned into this? Like I think he's aware of the like signals that Astarian is putting off, but like he just doesn't know what to do in these sort of situations. So he's just gonna try and clear his head. Like we're gonna go talk to Lae'zel first. We don't want Lae'zel to know that. We don't want Lae'zel to think that we would go to Shadowheart first, and you know the second they both want to talk. So we're just gonna check. And she's the newest member, so I feel like everyone else would sort of justify like, oh yeah, of course we're gonna check in on the newest member here.
A fine
Blah, blah, blah.
evening, don't you think?
The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous. All of it.
Okay, yeah.
Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears.
Yeah, he was like completely blown off. He's like, this doesn't line up with the Lae'zel I know. Yeah.
Look above.
He's
Watch
so
the
young.
moon
He just
cross
doesn't.
the
He doesn't have a
sky.
voice for himself yet.
The
You know.
tears follow behind
I think
it.
he will eventually.
Rocky
But
bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my crash. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a crash.
yeah, mixed feelings on that conversation too. We're not sure if we're not like more attracted to her or just confused. Yeah, she just comes from such a different culture, like that values very different things, and like how I don't know. Like originally, I was like, yeah, she really likes a lot of like she's a romantic. She's like hideous things. And you're like, wait, do you actually find it hideous, or is this just sort of like a thing that you do? Anyway, good talk. And we're just gonna, we want to check in on Shadowheart over here, see what's going on.
The leader of the pack comes to chat. What's on your mind? You must be pleased to have a clear path forward.
Okay,
The sooner we find the druid house in, the better. I can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head.
I can't imagine that we're gonna be friends after this. Like, I appreciate her being part of this group, but like, she's always pushing me away. Like, are we a team on this, or are you just gonna do your own thing? And I think that I appreciate her being a part of our crew and like her support on the battlefield, but like, it just doesn't seem like she wants to be here. So it's just so strange where like we have this group where everybody's like really excited to be here, excited to work together, and then there's Shadowheart that's just constantly pushing me back. It's just like,
head to Baldur's Gate.
But I'm a kind
Someone's waiting
person.
for me.
I'm gonna ask.
Let a girl have some secrets.
Okay, I'm asking
there
out of being
anything else?
polite. No. You know, we should get some
It's
rest.
a beautiful night. I think I'll stay up to enjoy it while I still can. Rest well.
Sure thing. She's great. She's great. She's a great fighter. You know, that's all I can say. I'm gonna go to bed. All right, we're up. We're ready to go. Let's go.
Or any attention.
We've heard about, like, someone said there was like these runes up here that contain like a spirit that could be really helpful on our journey. So we're gonna check it out. But we also heard that this has been known for like looters and thieves and that kind of stuff. So we're gonna kind of, you know, be careful. We're not gonna be stupid about this. And I think as we come, we hear these guys talking and
I just want a little look.
yeah, start our approach. So immediately we see this guy being all tough up here. He should be okay. 2 guys up here with a brick, so that should be an easy attack point. And then I'm noticing, yeah, she's in a precarious position, so she might be the toughest to handle. All right, so we're gonna split up the group. Darian's gonna get ready to do a stealth attack on this guy here. I'm gonna have him circle around, see if we can get a jump on this other mage. All right, team. We're gonna go into turn-based.
With bated breath.
First person I think is this guy. We're gonna see if we can pull off a sneak attack on him.
Best thing
Nice. Next thing is we're gonna shoot
lost.
this down. See if we can knock these guys out. Nice. And then the last thing is Gale's gonna... We could try and just put her to sleep, but I think that she's the only last... Like, she's the last person. So I think we can just do some lightning on her. That low ground's not ideal, but... For 1 damage. Nice. Okay, I think that we can just sort of sprint in there. See if we can get to her real quick
Very well.
before she... So the nice thing about closing the distance on her is that we have opportunity attack if she decides to run.
Death's cold.
I don't know if we have enough movement here, so we're just gonna stay in the shadows.
They will know what bit them.
Slip on over here. Shadowheart is still alive. I think that she can kind of... She might be able to get a position on him. Let's see if we can drop just hit him with a firebolt. See if we can just cut down his damage. Or his health pretty quick. She's sneaking. Love that for her. I didn't realize she wasn't in battle yet, so this is great. Okay, well, not much, but we'll take it.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Cool. Okay, I think everyone is surprised, so that's nice that we get an extra turn on this. So still in the shadows. Great.
Be quick.
And then we can just
Not
have time
tight.
there.
Let's go.
And then I think we're gonna save our key and just see if we can take her down. Yeah, we should be good. You're great, you know. Just hang tight, girl. You're. Save your spell slots. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe heal would be nice. We'll just pop this off. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so for Cyrus's like subclass, I feel like at this point we may change this, but at this point, like, he feels, despite everything that's going on mentally and internally right now, he feels like he's an open-handed fighter, you know? Nothing to hide. This might change. Okay, we're just gonna see what's in here, and yeah, hopefully not die.
Why do you give a book? Everything all right out there?
I think, like, Cyrus is always the kind of person who would tell the truth. However, this is a greater good moment, like I was saying, like, and I think that he's more interested in protecting his friends than he is telling the truth in this moment. See, I mean, Shadowheart does come in clutch in moments like this.
Told it wasn't safe out there. Get inside and I'll rustle up some
It's
bandages.
not always about fighting, you know?
This place wasn't built for the living.
Even just being in this building, like, I think that, like, Cyrus is just starting to get a feeling like they might not be safe. So he asks the party to stay behind. He's like, I'm gonna go investigate.
Better be cautious.
Seeing these sarcophaguses.
Never wanted the easy path.
Doesn't seem to see. Understand why this room is just giving him the creeps. This is a trap on the wall, but maybe that's it. But there just seems to be more at play here than what he is able to perceive. So he moves slowly, takes what he needs. Starts to notice more traps, and I think he's starting to notice that there's quite a few traps in this room.
Strange coin.
And there's a
Wonder what it's for.
possibility that he doesn't see them all. Okay, onto the big crypt. This is the part he was nervous about. He answers the door. I think he wants to be in a safe position when he opens it. Okay, that's not a good sign. Take it. We need to run. There's oil on the ground. Can we jump? Can we dash? I'm using my key on this. I'm so nervous. Just gonna walk on out like we were never here. Yep. Don't go in there, guys. It's not safe. We ready to go? We found this key. Okay, so this is the big room. I don't know, these guys don't look friendly. I think they want to talk.
Something just woke up.
I say as they immediately start a fight. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get this guy in first. Boop. Join the fight. Immediately take one out. That's amazing. This is why we love him.
Time for a new approach.
Cool. And he's out.
Demise.
I'm worried these guys have some sort of... Can we hold these guys? Target must be humanoid. Can we blind them? Nope. Okay.
Onward.
Thank you, sir.
Can't afford to let up.
Appreciate your... And then I think we just bless these guys. Blessings. 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 Can I bless him? Target out of sight. Okay, no, we'll bless ourselves. And we'll get you in the back because I just don't want you to break your concentration. Now we're blinded. Can we just take a moment and recognize that, like, Cyrus is fighting undead? I think he's heard about this before. He's recognized, but I don't think he's ever actually come against undead before. So this is new. Obviously. Yeah, we're gonna have him.
Time to press ahead.
But it's pretty impressive. I think he's even surprised how little, like, he's affected. Like, I think he probably would have expected himself to just be terrified in this moment. But as it's happening, I think he really trusts his skills and his team to come through it. And it seems like everyone he fights just doesn't seem to hold a chance against them. He's sort of feeling invincible. So even like in the midst of like being confronted with the undead, he's just like, all right, let's go. I think he's surprised that he's not afraid. That makes sense, right? And it just seems like, yeah, no one fighting us seems to hold much of a challenge so far.
Step to it.
Concentrate.
Only way out is
Let's see what they were hiding. Okay, so as he's walking up to this cave, he starts to feel just like the crawling on his back gets stronger. Like there's something at work here that feels very, I don't know, tense. I think that's when he sees this.
one sarcophagus.
I think with a bit of trepidation.
Here lies the guardian of tombs. Through knowledge comes atonement.
He's attracted to the word of knowledge, obviously, in this moment. Like he's hungry for that knowledge. So I think that curiosity beats his fear. But this is the first time in this place that he's actually felt real fear. Like maybe he's in over his head. Maybe it's too late to go back. Yeah, this doesn't feel good. He's wondering if he just killed everyone. He's really regretting touching this. This feels like powers beyond his understanding. He's never come across anything so
he
powerful.
has spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
For some reason, this is the first thing that comes to his mind. This hunger to slaughter, but he doesn't understand why. So with the fear just sitting in his stomach, he sort of sits back and lets those emotions of hunger and desire to slaughter like settle until a new answer comes up. I think this is the next answer that comes to his mind. I think it's like almost hopeful desire to believe that every life has this infinite value. But this is coming from just killing people like in the other room. And so I think he recognizes that this isn't true to himself. And so I think that's when he lands on this.
In death, that is so. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
I think Cyrus is like very relieved that this did not turn into a fight. Like I think he felt the possibility, and yeah, I think he's really glad that like that this entity, this really powerful entity, it seems, is peaceful. And of course, I think he wants to look in this. This feels like a significant. Oh, we thought he left. I don't think he seems busy, so we don't want to bother him. So we'll just go this way. Just gonna walk out. Head this. Let's get out of this cave. Just so wild. Yeah, this has been an interesting experience. I think that we've discovered this strange entity that I think that is going to be really important on our journey.
Do you have loves waiting for you once this is all over?
Who asked that?
You know what? That is not the easiest of questions for me to answer.
You mean just waiting? Like a lovesick puppy? Short-term amusements are much less hassle.
Cyrus is like obsessed with this conversation. Of course he has nothing to add. He's never dated before. He's never been in love. Shadowheart's into like short-term flings. Gale's complex, which I don't know if I've mentioned this, but Gale is kind of like our like spiritual leader. like we just look up to him. Like his confidence, his like casual, like, yeah, it's no big deal sort of approach to everything. And his just capabilities are just like, they're beyond our understanding. Like, we've never really looked into like magic and that kind of thing. So seeing the things that he does on the battlefield are like so impressive to us. And he just like, he wants us to be like, it feels like we want to be best friends with Gale, you know, but also like he's sort of like a older brother almost. And so, yeah, I think the fact that like Gale has this sort of complex love thing that he's not talking about is sort of cool. And I don't know what we'll do with that, but you know, that's interesting. We're gonna go for a hike, everybody. See what's up here. Get out, see the view. I think Cyrus is we just want to see what's going on in this area. I think that we're looking for a druid named Halsin, who's supposedly a really powerful healer. And so I think the first thing we want to do is just kind of get a gauge of the land, see what we can see. Maybe there's some information up here that can lead to...
My, what manner of place is this? A path to redemption? Or a road to damnation? I am Raphael, very much at your service. It's not every day one meets such a cavalier sinner as yourself. A true, bloody pleasure.
He seems to know more about me than I'm comfortable with. And I'm not sure, yeah, if he's threatening us or partnering with us.
Come. There, middle of somewhere.
Okay, yeah, of course. Cyrus is feeling very like out of place. I think that we wish we weren't here, but I think that in this moment when he feels completely out of his element, Cyrus is going to lean into his like false confidence. I think he wants to get straight to the point at this point.
Well, far be it from me to...
I think we're also getting a little tired of his antics. This doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Like, we're not even surprised. We're not
What's
surprised.
better than a devil you don't know?
This feels...
Oh, a mere trifle. How dear is one's
He's just been
soul,
talking for
really?
a while now.
A rhetorical question, of
In
course,
riddles.
but let me venture an answer. It's worth very little with a tadpole in your head.
Cyrus is not smart enough to
One
even
skull,
understand what this guy's saying.
2 tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all, like that.
What does he mean, 2 tenants?
Take all the time you need, but make up your mind before you're counting down with tentacles. Try to cure yourself. Shop around. Beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left. And when hope has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair, that's when you'll come knocking on my door.
Like, I kind of hate him, but I also think he's telling the truth.
All those pretty little
I really
symptoms,
hope we don't have to make a deal with him.
sundering skin, dissolving guts, they haven't
I think we should talk to
manifested
Will about
yet,
this.
have they? One might say you're a paragon of luck. I'll be there when it runs out.
This might be a good chance for me to, like... The reason we came up here is to see if we can get a survey of the land. So we have this town up here that I think might be the first place worth checking out. Good information gathering. I think Cyrus is like clearing his head. He's like, all right, I've got some information. I feel like we kind of know where we are now. Like before it just kind of felt like we were just stumbling around. I don't see the goblin camp from here, but I have a feeling that just beyond this town will probably reveal some areas. So we'll go ahead and rest here for the night, and then yeah, we'll pick it up in the morning. I will also call it here. This has been a good playthrough so far, so we gotta hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.